I'm going to show you how to do thumbnail sketches of circles, ellipse, hyperbola, and parabola using the center or the vertex and some quick cardinal points. This is a circle, and I know it's a circle because it's got no coefficients in front of my x squareds and y's. I already have put it into the form for you, and our form for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So I can read off this right away. The center is going to be 3, -2. Remember, when you come out of parentheses, you always come out backwards. If it was minus, you come out plus. If it was plus, you come out minus. And now r squared is 16. So r is 4. Now, to do a quick thumbnail, I'm going to count off the center. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Notice I'm not using graph paper, and I'm just trying to stay about the same with everything. That is the center. Now I'm going to count up 4, down 4, right 4, left 4. Go to the center. I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was down. Now right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and left. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I need. And then I just really quick draw my circle, and I'm done. And no point is ever going to go higher than that. No point on the circle will go lower than this. No point on this circle will go further to the right than this. And no point on this circle will go further to the left. And you can put these points in if you want. 3 plus 4 is 7. And the y isn't going to change. 3 minus 4 is -1, with, of course, that y. Now I'll do it to the y's. So first I write the x's, so I have everything. -2 plus 4 is 2. -2 minus 4 is -6. All done. Now I'm going to draw an ellipse. This is the general form of an ellipse. And A is the major axis, B is the minor. But remember, it's really whatever is bigger. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so I have the center, again, comes right out of my packages here, 2, -1. And then 16 is 4 squared. So that's my A is 4. And B is going to be 3 because this is 3 squared. So let's draw our thumbnail. We're going to go 1, 2, -1. That's our center. Now, see how the 4 came with the x? So that's what it's going to add and subtract to. You don't have to think about it a whole lot. It sticks with who it was with. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the minor axis is with the y. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and connect these. Nice ellipse. As you can see, shorter, longer. So this is the major axis. This is the minor axis. If I wanted to find out the foci, I have c squared equals a squared minus b squared. I can read it right off here. 16 minus 9 is 7. So I have c squared equals 7. So c equals the square root of 7. We could say positive or negative. And C, the foci, are always on the major axis, which is also called the focal radius. I know the square root of 7, well, it's going to be greater than 2 because the square root of 4 would be 2. It's going to be less than 3 because the square root of 9 would be 3. So I'm going to say it's about 2.6, and I'm not using my calculator. So I'm going to go from the center. I'm going to go 1, 2, less than 3, right around there. I'm going to call that. And then 1, 2, a little between there, and there it is. I'm done. This is a hyperbola, and a hyperbola looks like the ellipse, but it has a minus in between. And we have kind of different definitions of the center and everything here because a hyperbola actually has 2 vertices. And the major axis, or the one that the horns are always going to wrap around, is always going to be the one that's in front of the minus. So it's going to be the positive one. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the greater one, but it's going to be the positive one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change this to 16. Okay, so let's get to it. So the center of this is going to be 2, -3. And my major axis and I always write that it's going to be who it's going to be with. It's going to be with the x, and that's going to be a squared. So a is 2. And then the minor, and again, it's minor because it comes after the minus sign. It's totally different than the ellipse, is going with the y. I even will kind of mark for myself that since this is an x, it's wrapping around the x's. I want to remember that, okay? So then here, b is going to be 16 is 4 squared. That's b squared. So b is 4. So now what we do is a little bit different. We're going to have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to the right 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. There we are, okay. And I'm going to draw like a really light line there, okay. Then I'm going up 4 and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I draw a light line here and here. Now that's longer, but don't be tempted to think it's wrapping around that because the x one was positive. So I have this little rectangle. I go straight through the center of the rectangle and through the vertices. That's not very good, Lynn. And then I go through here. Okay, these are my asymptotes. This is going to be my 2 vertices right here. And those points were, let's see, it was -2 plus 2, so that is 4 comma -3 and 0 comma -3. And then you just draw your hyperbola towards the asymptotes, but of course you never touch an asymptote. There we go. That's my hyperbola. It goes on forever up here, down here, over here, and down here. A hyperbola is almost like an ellipse that you cut in half, and this guy turned out this way, and this guy turned out this way, except these guys go on forever and ever. Parabola, and we can do a quick thumbnail sketch of a parabola. Our vertex equation is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where h and k are the vertex, and a, which is the coefficient of our squared package, tells you if it's up or down. So here we have it. Our vertex here is going to be, every time I come out of parentheses, no matter what, I come out the opposite sign. 2, comma 3. Anyone who's outside stays as he is. A is negative, so it's going to be down. And that's all I'm doing right here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's my vertex. And I'm going down. All done. If I really want to know where this parabola crosses the y-axis, I can get one more point by going to my equation. And remember, when you're on the y-axis, x equals 0. So I can go y equals -2 squared plus 3, because the x is going away because it's 0. So I have y equals negative of 4 plus 3. So I get y equals -1. Wow, that's about where it was anyway. All done. Thanks for being here.